Welcome back to another video with your one and only trader Sam. Now there have been a few setups that we've been looking at in the Legends Discord community and on the last updates here for YouTube that have actually played out quite nicely. So we're going to do a little bit of education here, look at what we were expecting to happen and what's actually played out and those short trades that we have got into. And then of course, we're going to be looking at what we can expect next to happen for Bitcoin. So make sure you do stick around to the end. Before we get into it, guys, please remember, I am not a financial advisor. Anything I say in this video is for educational purposes. And you already know what time it is, guys. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button, guys, for the algorithm here. Let's do this together. You're here with your one and only trader Sam. You're gaining knowledge. You're having fun. You're tuning in. So let's do this, all right? Let's crack on. So guys, we're going to start off here by just looking at a short segment from this 9-minute video that I did give the Legends Discord community. And we're basically just looking at the next levels for a short position within the range that we were in. So we obviously did get that drop, but this is just showing you what we were speaking about. Yeah, so we have the value area high at 29,253. So if price were to come all the way up there, I would be interested in getting into a short. Also here, 28,825, where I can look for a reaction. This 3-touch setup that we did have at 28,621, it's no longer, it's been tapped too many times for me to get into now, but I'll leave it there just for reference. And yeah, guys, then we have that SFP beneath us at 28K roughly, and the point of control where I could be looking for a scalp. Long position. So guys, several hours after posting that update, we did get a move up. So this is what I told to the community. Hey Legends, just a quick update here for Bitcoin. I think I did mention this in the last update. I also mentioned it in my YouTube video, but basically this range here where we had the top of the range being 28,825 and the bottom of the range 28,060, whichever was hit first. I did have an alert set, and I wanted to check the reaction at the first touch of each of these, either the high or the low. We've obviously come up to the high here and we have a bit of bearish CVD divergences as well as a nice reaction here with volume getting rejected. So I have opened up a partial short position here. I did manage to get into a nice short position at that SFP, and then I also added to the position as well. So I said to the community here, looking to add to position on this retest for a 3rd touch setup at the 0.5 fib level, could possibly go higher to the golden pocket as well. So guys, looking at price action after we had that SFP where I did speak about possibly getting in and adding to my position after the retest, coming up to either the 0.5 or going further to the 618. We did get that beautiful retest and I managed to add to my position here. And if you look on higher time frames, guys, you can actually see that that retest was on this sloping trend line as well. So there was a bit of confluence there to help us getting into that trade, which was quite nice. So after updating the Legends about that retest and where I was looking to enter with the confluences that we did have, I then gave an 8-minute video, basically just some educational TA, starting on higher time frames, working my way down to lower time frames, and just simplifying things, because obviously we had this huge, massive pump, which, can throw people off course basically. So I just got back to basics, explaining how we do have this rising wedge here. We do have a head and shoulders pattern forming on higher time frames. You can clearly see that we did not gain acceptance above this sloping trend line of the rising wedge. So just adding these confluences together, bringing everything back into context, looking at the ES, looking at the DXY, and just having a few levels on the charts that were really important. Now these were value area high, value area low areas, and point of controls, and just trying to block out all the other noise to just simplify things and make things very clear, and so that everyone could understand how I came to that, having that analysis where I took that short position, because it's all good just giving people entries and explaining where your take profits are, but that's not really learning. You have to understand why why we are doing these things, right? So that's what we love to do here. We like to get down to the nitty gritty and explaining exactly why from A to Z. So then we got that move, and I just said I added to my short position on the retest. So this is basically just, so people that are following, they can have that little bit of extra confidence in getting into their trades. And then obviously more updates to come. Taking 25% profit at the VWAP Legends and looking for 28443 and 28060 as take profit zones. So we love to take TP1, take profit 1 at the VWAP. That often is a big resistance or support level for Bitcoin. So religiously, we do like to take profits there just to pay ourselves. Now these two zones were hit beautifully. 28443 was the midpoint of the range we were looking at, and 28060 was the bottom. Sorry, I tell a lie. 28060 was slightly front ran. So as you can see here, guys, I was looking for 28060. I wanted this low over here to be hit. Obviously, we did get an SFP of these lows over here and this low here. Maybe I was a little too greedy waiting for this low to be hit, but that's fine. You've got to have your plan and you stick to your plan. So I still am holding this short position here. It is still possible that we do get, a lower high here and go down. We have come up to hit the value area high. So let's see, we're currently getting supported at this point of control. So there may be another attempt at the value area high. We could go higher. We do have levels to look at here. We obviously have, the 618. We have the liquidity here on this lower high. We have the 618 just above it. So we have levels. So I gave another update some hours ago today saying nothing's changed. Legends still waiting for the bottom of the range to be claimed to take some more profits and look for possible longs depending on the reaction. So just to make sure that you understand that you're following me when I do say the midpoint and lower end of the range. So the range we were looking at is 28,827 being the top of the range, and the low of the range, 28,060. So it was really simple, guys, how I was trading this. Super simple, right? I was waiting for either the bottom of the range to be hit first or the top of the range. And then I wanted to check the reaction. Yes, I was aware that we had this value area high up here, which is a very important level, and the POC, right? Point of control, just under here at 27,961. Some more important levels to the downside and some more important levels to the upside. But we wanted to look at the meat of things here, this current price action. We want to see what's happening here because we want to get into a failed attempt. We want to take profits and then we want to hold partial amounts of that position just in case we get that follow through. And that's exactly what happened, guys. We came out, we took this high, we saw the reaction, we saw that there was bearish CVD divergences, we took the short, we took profits to protect our position, we moved our stop loss to entry, we then came down to the midpoint of the range, we took profits, right? Now, we slightly front ran the bottom, of the range where our next take profit was, literally by a few dollars. When I saw this happen, I actually told myself there is a good chance that we don't come all the way down here because we have claimed these lows over here, these lows and these lows, right? So when we saw a little bounce here, I did take more profits off the table. I only have a very small amount left in the trade just in case we get that big follow through to the downside. I'm really happy to get stopped out at entry, guys, all the way up here at 28,827 roughly. Not a problem for me. Now, I was looking for longs and my long trigger was going to be taking out this low here at 28,060. So I did miss getting into a long position down here. But ultimately, guys, that's what you want to do. You want to short from the top and then you want to long from the bottom. And you can be in two positions at once, right? And then you can have a tight stop loss. And then if this manages to break to the upside, you get stopped out, but you are still in the long from down here where you had that bullish reaction. There are clever ways to trade these ranges, guys. So the part you've been waiting for, what can we expect next? Well, let's start off on higher time frames here and work our way down. So we do have this rising wedge, okay? And it does look like we are forming a head and shoulders pattern here. However, we do know that Bitcoin loves to throw curveballs, right? Because this is what everyone is looking at. And when everyone is looking at the same thing, Bitcoin loves to give us surprises. However, guys, general rule of thumb, we're coming up here to resistance levels. So we want to be looking for shorts. If we do stop though at the 618, where we have this lower high here, if we come up and SFP off there, get a bearish reaction up here, this could just be a continuation to the downside. What is really standing out for me here on the charts right now is, let's just eliminate this silly candle that we had here, this manipulation candle, right? So if we take the next high next to it, right, which is right over here at roughly 29,540. If we connect it to this high at 29K, right, we can look for a 3-touch setup reversal here. Now, assuming that we come up higher to roughly the 618 region, that would be, you know, a fake out of this sloping trend line. If we do manage to SFP from this high over here at 28,612, right over here, right? So if we manage to come up here and get that reaction, that bearish reaction, that could be a nice signal for a short position here. However, guys, we do need to be cautious because I have just checked CVD divergences, and on the 30-minute, there is some slight local bullish CVD divergences playing out. There are still some bearish CVD divergences on higher time frames though, so this is a little bit tricky. So just be cautious, guys, because we could get a bit of volatility here before we get the main direction for Bitcoin here. So just to be clear, I'm currently not looking for long positions because I did miss the long from down below here. So I am currently looking for shorts. Now, whether that's here, I'm just going to be setting an alert here at this 618 region, right? I'm going to be setting an alert here, checking the reaction. If we get an SFP of this high at 28,605, or if we slightly come up further and then SFP that initial high, basically if we get a bearish reaction here, guys, I will be looking for short positions. The next level after that, guys, for me is going to be 29,253, where we do have the value area high of a very important range. And for longs, really nothing has changed. I'm still looking at 28,060, especially now more than ever because we have some more liquidity right after this front run. And we have that point of control just beneath where if we do come down, get a bounce from that, and then actually close above that SFP zone we're looking at, that is going to be a massive sign of strength for a long position. Beneath that, guys, we have 27,334 and this support trend line that we do have. We've had 2 touches on this support trend line on higher time frames. So if we do come down and touch it for a 3rd time, well, definitely I'm going to be interested in checking the reaction there to see what I can possibly do, whether I take a position or simply just wait for lower prices. Before I end this video here, guys, I want to share with you that we do have up to $20,000 worth in bonuses on Mexi. Now, Mexi is an exchange that I like to use myself. Mexi and Bybit, both amazing. Mexi has the lowest fees across the whole market and a great user interface. So take advantage of these links while they last. Also, Bybit, guys, you can claim up to $30,000 worth in bonuses, and you know the deal. Bybit it's legit, right? There's a reason why all the big traders use it. And guys, if you're finding value from the alpha I'm providing, well, you will get a lot more within the Legends Discord community, and we have the link for that right down here with Legendary 25. With that code, guys, you can get up to 25% off. So make sure you take advantage of that as well. Like always, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate your support and your engagement with the channel. Trade well, my friends, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.